Good afternoon. My name is Peter Treader. I am the President and Chief Executive Officer of Journey to Diversity Workplaces. For those who haven't been to my personal blog, I am disabled. I am on kidney dialysis 3 times a week, and so that affects my ability to hold a job that has certain requirements as far as hours, like a job that might be in the evenings when my dialysis is normally, as unfortunately employers don't have to accommodate you for things like the set hours, which is why I always encourage flex shifts if it's a shift work type place. With flex shifts and rotating shifts, it means that you're going to get the people you really want, because you don't know who's super qualified that you want to work for you and help you achieve your financial results. This is our second video blog, and today we are going to talk about diversity in the tech sector. So I've been reading a couple articles lately on the tech sector and diversity, mostly with Facebook and Intel, but I've made some notes also from Apple and from the Ontario Securities Commission. So Facebook just recently released their diversity report, and to be honest, it was awful. Their numbers are flat. They have 2% black employees and 4% Hispanic. They're trying to blame the opportunities for being hired, so the education you need. That's what they're trying to blame, that people of diverse backgrounds aren't getting the education. But there's a rebuttal from black and Hispanic students saying, well, no, we're getting computer science degrees, you're just not looking at us. They're calling it a cultural issue, a corporate culture issue, about whether or not a person is a good fit. And I've noticed this about Netflix. I was reading an article that I shared on Flipboard, so if you're not following us on Flipboard, please do. And it was talking about how at Netflix, they don't ask about education. They don't even care if you have a degree. They're looking for personality. And I get that, but then I wonder what their diversity numbers are like. They haven't released theirs, so it makes me scratch my head a little, wondering, okay, that's great, and because I firmly believe that unless you need to be licensed to do a job, you can be trained to do it. But who are they hiring? You know, are they hiring straight white men? You know, so this is the problem right now that's happening at Facebook and Intel. Intel, according to their own reports, they're spending $300 million to ensure their staff workforce meets their market availability, so the people who buy their products, by 2020. And yeah, their numbers are really flat. They have 32% Asian employees. So that's really disappointing. Whereas Apple's slightly improved, but I also didn't mention their starting numbers before the report, but their new numbers are 9% black, 12% Hispanic, and 19% Asian. And I scratch my head at the 19% Asian because when I look at the numbers, you know, Intel has 32% Asian and Facebook has 48% Asian. So why is Apple so low? Are they adding black and Hispanic employees at the expense of Asian employees? Which means they're still hiring a whole bunch of white people. And I get the irony that I'm a white person complaining about this, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But also, Intel is also focusing on the number of women in senior positions, and that's only up 2% as well, which is a really, really low number. I was reading an article recently about the Ontario Securities Commission. So the Ontario Securities Commission here in Ontario, Canada, they regulate securities. That means companies who trade on the stock market mostly. And so they've required that the boards of these companies need to have more women. Really, they want every board to be half women, and I think that's a great goal. But they're also kind of flat on it. So they're requiring the Ontario Securities Commission, that they submit annual reports on how they're meeting their diversity recruitment. So not only is that women on boards, but that's women in senior positions as well. So I'm interested to find out how that's working. They've done that for a year or two now, maybe even a bit longer. So I'm curious to know what they're doing actively. I know with Journey to Diversity Workplaces, I'm regularly looking for people of all backgrounds. Right now, I can say the majority of our board is women, which is awesome. But I definitely want, I'd like to have half men, half women if possible. And absolutely, I want to increase our quotient of Black and Hispanic board members. So thankfully, I've found some new ways of advertising the opportunities. So I'm hoping that will change over the next while, especially as we ramp up our efforts. We do have some new volunteers. My volunteer coordinator, Shan Simpson, was reporting to me recently on the influx and how excited he is to have so many new diverse volunteers. So I'm hoping if some of you are watching this, you'll consider joining the board. You can email Shan about that and he'll forward your email to me, or you can visit our contact section or our board section and you'll find my email there. So I don't know, what do you think about all this? What do you think about how is your company doing about how much diversity there is? Do you work at A&W, for example? Are there a lot of diverse employees, or maybe you work at a municipality? How are the municipalities doing for hiring diversity candidates? So I ask, if you're watching this on our website or YouTube, please leave some comments below. I will try to respond to each one. I can't promise that I will, but I'm gonna see what I can do. And again, you can always drop me an email if you want a fast reply, or you can tweet us or comment on Facebook or any of the social media platforms we're on. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.